Well, I am headed to the barn with the kitties. Well, two of them. Addie Bear and Amy are in her vehicle. I took the two kids in the truck, and we are heading to the barn. We're going to check out Dewey Ann's baby. Now, admittedly, this is the first time I've ever seen this horse since birth. Would be right now. I just talked to Mario. He's on his way to the Ontario Select Sale. I am going to check out the sale horses today with him. But for now, we're going to start talking about some of the stables, and we're going to start with the smaller barns. Now, Jeff Lieberman has White Tiger, but White Tiger is leaving Tuesday. I think he's going to come back to Mohawk. I could send him back to the Meadows. He can always go to the Meadows, but with very little money on his card and some of the races starting to get thinned out, I think that maybe it's a good time for White Tiger to come back here. So White Tiger is going to head back to Ontario. Plus, Amy loves the horse and she wants him to be back here. I had a number of people say to me, you know, if Amy didn't like White Tiger so much, wouldn't he have been sold? No. We were offered $40,000 for White Tiger not that long ago, and I just don't think that we need to sell him. I know that everybody says, well, he's 5 or 6 now. Trotters get better with age. And for whatever reason, I don't think we've seen the best of White Tiger. We've seen glimpses of it. 54, 55, 56. He took his lifetime mark last year at the end of the year, the start of the year or something. You know, this is a horse that still has a lot of good to do. And whether it be him or Stonebridge Simba or anybody else, I mean, the reason we sold a number of the horses we did was usually into 2 brackets. One, they have issues. Look at this road. One, they have issues that we're left dealing with and patching up. Or 2, they found their way into difficult classes. They're virtually the 2 biggest criteria we have for moving horses here at the stable.ca. So when it comes to White Tiger, he hasn't really had many issues at all. And although he hasn't lit the world on fire, I looked yesterday, he's missed 3 checks and 14 starts. So I don't really think there's a necessity to get rid of White Tiger right away. And I think the money we were offered will be exactly what he's going to be worth for quite a while. So White Tiger, although Jeff Lieberman didn't really have a good chance with him, you know, I don't think he could over Plainridge really good. I hoped he would. I guess there's no real way to know until he's there, and he didn't. So he'll be on his way home this Tuesday. He'll be on a truck from Massachusetts to New York, where Doyle Transport will pick him up in New York and take him back to Ontario. Mark Beckwith doesn't have anything for us right now, but we're likely going to send something to Mark, whether that be Simba. I know he said that he's desperately looking for trotters for the Saratoga area right now. Simba makes sense. Do I want to send another horse to see if he can get around the track? Not really, but I think Simba probably fits the bill pretty good for Saratoga. So I'll have some more discussions with Mark over the next few days about if that's the horse, or West 52nd, or anybody who's the horse that's going to be heading to Saratoga. We'll figure that out very, very soon. Jim King doesn't have anything for us, but Jazzy Judy will be heading back soon. A lot of people asking what's up with Judy. She trained great Wednesday. I believe she trained good on Saturday. We'll likely school her a little bit on Wednesday. Now, let me see. Wednesday. Yeah. Nope, we can school her Wednesday. I am not at the Meadows Wednesday. Hold on. I'm at a fair, though. If I can make it back from the fair to Northfield Park to school before the race is at 4 o'clock, then that's exactly what we're going to do. But keep in mind, Jazzy Judy's pretty easy going, too. I can get somebody else to school her at Northfield Park. I only want to go a mile around 2.5 with her, so maybe we'll just train her. We will see. But for now, I'm going to get some fair food, but I usually get that during the fair. I don't have to stay and get fair food. I get it during the fair. Who left a training whip right there? That's one of ours leaning up against the wall. Anyway, John Bootenshane. I always love doing business. John's just such a professional and such an easy guy to get along with. He has Unbeatable Kemp and Blue Bayou Dio right now. We turned out Garden State Dio at Dr. Haley Moore, at Dr. Haley Moore's place. So the Dio and Kemp are going to race. Now, the only issue with these horses racing, they all race on the 5th. Slim Jimmy and Pete race on the 5th. So does Mordiner in Philadelphia in the Stallion Series final. And Ollie, just wait, honey. And so does Kemp and Dio. So Scott Zeron will likely drive Unbeatable Kemp and Dio unless he has other obligations in there. So I spoke to Tyler last night about that. He said no problem. He said they've had a good week. So next Sunday, so a week from today, well, this is probably Monday you're watching this, but a week from today, Unbeatable Kemp and Blue Bayou Dio will be racing in Kentucky. 4th leg of the Sire Stakes. Tim Dickey is cruising in style, continues to race, bounce around, do okay. He's doing all right. We'll see how he does in the coming months. So is Steve Bossens with Taimo Houdini. Very similar situation. Taimo Houdini is racing great. A lot of people asked, and I told Steve, listen, you got to give me a heads up when you're scratching the horses. I found out when clients had said, hey, what's wrong with Taimo Houdini? Steve said he turned him out in the field and he completely washed out when he brought him in. A little hot that day. He said every time I looked out, he wasn't really running that bad, but he came in and he was just covered and drenched with sweat. So he said, Anthony, I was worried about him getting the thumps or having heat stroke or something. He said, I just scratched him. Steve is always very meticulous and always errs on the side of caution. So he had just went ahead and scratched Taimo Houdini. Not something I love, but at the same time I completely understand where he's coming from and appreciate the fact that he's taking good care of the horse. And then Carmen Auciello, a third with War We Welcome the other day. Now she's in to go on the Grassroots, I see, on whatever day it is. I hope she does well, but as I said to Carmen, I just want some lines put on the filly that look good so that we can move her, because that's exactly what we are going to do. And then Globetrotting the other day, man. So I had talked to Ron Burke, I told you guys the other day, and he told me how much he liked Globetrotting, how fast he thought she was, how he thought she was going to be a great 5-year-old. I know it wasn't the hobbles because she raced well. I wish Joe Bongiorno had stayed in the 2-hole, but that's racing. I mean, I wish that about myself sometimes. So Globetrotting is back in to go. We'll see how she races this week. If Mr. Bongiorno is down to drive again, hopefully he drives her a little tidier now that he knows her. And we'll see what kind of result we get in Philadelphia this week. So that's the small burns. We still got a number of burns to talk about. I have to go look at Dewey Ann's colt. Be back in just a minute.